This is for Year 12 Special. It comes out of 4F question 1E. What to do about factorising when there's an I involved? Okay, so I've tried P of 1 and it's no good, and I've tried P of negative 1 and that's no good. That's not surprising because when I put a 1 in there, it gets squared, and a negative 1 in there, it gets squared. So I'm not going to change that from a positive I, therefore I can't get there. So I'm going to try P of I. So that gives me I cubed. I squared is negative 1. So negative 1 times negative 2 is plus 2. Negative 1 times negative I is negative I. Plus I minus 2 plus I. I cubed is negative 1 times I, so that's minus I. So I've got a minus I and a minus I and a plus I and a plus I, and a 2 and a negative 2, that equals 0. Okay, so my division is Z minus I into Z cubed. I'd like to put that negative inside there, so plus minus 2 plus I Z squareds plus Z minus 2 plus I. Okay, what have we got? Z goes into Z cubed Z squared times Z cubed Z squared times minus I is minus I Z squared. When I subtract the second from the first, I'm going to end up with Z cubed minus Z cubed is nothing. Minus 2 plus I is minus 2 plus 2I Z squared plus Z minus 2 plus I. Z goes into that, plus minus 2 plus 2I Zs, and that's minus 2 plus 2I Z squareds, and then this times minus I. So minus I times minus 2 plus 2I Z. So minus I minus 2 plus 2I Z. That's going to be plus 2I. That's going to be minus 2I squared Zs, which is 2I plus 2 Z. So that's the same as plus 2I plus 2Z. Subtract the second one from the first. What do we got? We've got this minus that's nothing. I've got 1Z minus 2I minus 2I. 1Z minus 2 is minus 1. Z minus 2 plus I, which means that goes into that minus 2I minus 1. So this times this is running out of space here. So I've got minus 2I minus 1 Z, then minus I times minus 2I minus 1. Minus I times minus 2I minus 1 is going to be plus 2I squared plus I, which is minus 2 plus I. So I've got, instead I got minus 2 plus I, and when I subtract all of these from each other, I get a remainder of 0. Okay, so what have I got? I've got to factorise this now. Z squared plus minus 2 plus 2I Z minus 2i minus 1. I'm going to try and crisscross it first. Two things are multiplied to give this. So if I do minus 2i minus 1 times 1, that z plus that, I don't get this expression here. So maybe I have an I down here, which means this would be minus 2 plus I. So this times this is IZ. This times this is minus 2 plus IZ. Add them together, minus 2 plus 2 IZs, which is exactly what I want, which gives me the factors of Z plus I, Z minus I, Z minus 2 plus I. Okay, so that's how you do divisions using i's. Sometimes, however, there's a nice little shortcut that they provide for you. And I come over here and place this here. Notice how sometimes when you have, for example, x squared plus 7x plus x plus 1, you can group them 2 and 2 and go, I'm going to take out a, so it's 7x, and that gives me x plus 1 plus x plus 1. Therefore, I've got an x plus 1 that can come out, x plus 1, 7x plus 1. So I might do that here because notice I've got common factors here. So what I might do is I might go, okay, I'm going to take out a common factor of the first two of z squared. And that's going to be with z minus 2 minus I plus z minus 2 plus I, which is z squared, z minus 2 plus I plus z minus 2 plus I. And now I have a common factor here of z minus 2 plus I, and then I've got z squared plus 1, which is z squared minus I squared, which is z plus I, z minus I, z minus 2 plus I, which is the same answer as what I had here. Now, what is my answer? My answer is if you can try and factorize it without dividing, it's possibly easier, but it's still doable.